Everybody, my name is Matt Ray. Welcome to the show State Raised. This is my co-host.
TM1 Dave.
And today's story is going to be about Dave and Dave's little sister, how she was tragically killed. So go ahead, Dave, pick it up.
So what I'm going to tell you guys is when I was 16 years old, you know how there's always the one guy in your circle who kind of buys everybody liquor, is the cool guy? Well, that was Yusuf Higgins.
Right.
He would get us all liquor. We would all hang out. Everything was cool. But this guy kind of had a bad life. So long story short, I felt bad. And I brought this guy home to my family to meet my mother because he'd had an unfair shake. They used to call him Burnt Joe because his babysitter had burnt him in a tub full of hot scalding water when he was young. But just to say that I was nice and I brought him home to my family and they took him in as one of their own. And for 8 months he was there. And next thing you know, like I would come over on the weekends to say, and we would hang out, but like he would be cleaning the gutters or doing yard work when I came over. So just to say that.
So your family liked him? Your family liked him?
Yes, they took him in, yes. So the next thing you know is that my mother calls me up the day after Halloween 97, and she asked me if I'd seen my sister. Long story short, no. Next thing you know, and this is Saturday night, mind you, by Sunday evening, she was on the news missing. Now, this is the way I understood it. I'm 16 years old.
Dave, how old was she?
She was 10 years old.
She was 10? Damn.
Yeah. She was born 1987. Anyhow, Sunday night, she was literally on Channel 11, Channel 5, Channel 7.
Move your arm, bro. Move your arm.
Sorry. Channel 5, Channel 7. And he's sitting there the whole time, hugging my mother, telling the family it's going to be okay, telling her she's going to go home, knowing that. And mind you, this guy is supposed to be my friend, a friend of the family. He lures my sister up to the store by Stelton Lanes near Job Courts on Stelton Road, by the old Quick Check.
Where's that? That's in New Jersey?
In Piscataway, New Jersey. I'm sorry, right on Stelton Road. So the next thing you know, he takes her in the woods behind the storage place, and he actually explained cutting her up with a Ginsu knife. He beat her with a board with a nail in it, and he sodomized and raped her with sex toys and broken bottles. What I was saying about him hugging my mother and eating her food and telling her it's going to be all right. So this guy does what he does to her, leaves her in the box truck. He's telling her it's going to be okay, but all along, she's fighting for her life, gargling blood because her throat's cut. If I would have been around, mind you, I lived an hour away with my dad at the lake house. If I would have been anywhere around, I could have found her. Anybody else could have found her. But no, this J.O. goes back up. It's about 10 minutes from the house, straight up Stelton Road. Goes back, hears her fighting for her life.
Oh, so she wasn't dead. She wasn't dead yet.
No, not the first time, no.
So she was laying there beaten to a pulp. She was still alive?
Oh, my God. I'm not, I've always unconsciously tried to imagine, but I try not to imagine. You understand what I'm saying?
10-year-old girl, bro. That's crazy.
Mind you, I'm 16 years old. My stepdad, he was one of those, to give you a quick example, like he never told any of my brothers and sisters about the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus. Like, he'll let you know he bought that present for you. He never leaves anything to be out there. You know what I mean? Point is, I'm 16 years old. He takes the confession. It's about this thick, goes like this. Here, read that. You know what I mean? Completely opposite of what my father would have done, just to say.
Right.
Point is, I had to read this when I was 16 years old. So literally, when I tell you, he described picking her brain up with a sock and a ball cap. I read that straight from the police confession, which I probably shouldn't have even had in my hands. So I'm letting you know that's the realer than the news channel.
Wait, Dave. So explain to everybody, how did he get caught?
It's like he wanted to get caught. Okay, this is the way it's explained to me. This is the way I understand it. Like I said, the quick check next door near Stoughton Lanes and near the storage place where she was found behind, they had him on camera covered in blood. I mean, you know, some that you don't walk in, nobody that does anything against the law, period, is
Yeah.
covered in blood and walks in where there's cameras. Even in 97, a place like that was camera down. So even the cops said it's like he wanted to get caught. Okay, it's almost like as if I don't know who, but it's almost like there's another person out there or something that he didn't want to give away. It was weird. It was like something he was hiding, but no one ever knows. I don't know what the deal is, but the point is that his clothes were covered in blood. And obviously, after seeing that tape, the police came in the house. They went in his closet, and sure enough, I mean, I thank God the guy's an idiot, but let's face it, the guy's an idiot. All the bloody clothes. There was nothing left out.
Dave, hold on for a second. Let me see if I got this right. All right, so he lured your sister to the boxcar, right? He beat her savagely. He thought she was dead.
That was her resting place. Sorry. Yeah.
He thought she was dead. He left, went and comforted your mother, right?
Well,
knowing that the girl is, bleeding to death in the trailer.
Our whole family. Tried to comfort the whole family.
And then he goes back?
Finishes her off, yeah. Yeah. 24 years old, nice guy, right? Buys me a Cisco and turns around and kills my sister. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, when you're 16, someone buys you a Cisco, he's the greatest guy in the world.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? You're blind. You're a kid, you know? Sure. Just to keep it a buck, but I'll always miss her. It's like this, man. I can never see her again. I gotta live with that. I brought harm to her. I gotta live with that. Nobody blames me, but let's face it. There's nothing I can do. You know, it doesn't sound good at all for me to say it's a bag of bricks. You know, unfortunately, with everything in the world with my sister, it's a bag of bricks, put it down with her. Yeah, I got to hold that for the rest of my life. I got to hold that. Yes, I do.
Let me ask you something. Dave, was there ever a time where your parents blamed you for it? For bringing him, because if you didn't bring him there, this would have never happened. I'm not blaming you because there's no way to know. But did that ever come out of your parents' mouth?
No. I mean, it's one of them things. I know in their mind, I know now, maybe not then. I realize now that in their mind, he's a kid. What are we going to do? What are you going to do? It's the same way. It's the same way my daughter, a way different scale, but the same way my 2-year-old threw her hand back because she was happy mommy came home from work. She cut the shit out of my eye by throwing her cute little fingernail back. She didn't know she was going to cut daddy's eye.
Right.
And, I had to go to the hospital. But the point is that I couldn't be mad at her. She didn't mean to do it, but she sure as hell cut my eye. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I sure as hell fucked up, but I didn't know. I had no control. I was an hour away with my dad. I didn't even have my license yet. I was 16.
Right.
I got to walk with that one. And he didn't just take my sister. He took my sister, my mother, and my father.
Yeah.
Essentially. See, my stepdad is he's a son of a bitch, if I can say that on the air. But my mom and my dad, let me tell you something. My dad was always an honest, hard worker. And yeah, he drank. I mixed his cocktails when he came home from work. Back in those days, things were different.
Right.
Well, let me tell you something. My dad got up and he went to work and came home and drank. The difference is the humiliation and he should have owned his fault. He should have owned up to Lauren in the first place, but my parents were split up. That's another story. But the guilt got to him when Lauren was killed. And instead of getting up to work, coming home and having a drink, he moved to Florida, didn't work at all anymore, got up and drank from the time he got up and went to bed. He slipped and fell in the shower, hit his head, and that was the end of him. My mother, she stopped doing cocaine, which is why I have ADHD, as well as my dad was doing it and selling it. That's how things were in the early 80s, late 70s. Point is She stopped doing cocaine and Valium and drugs for all us kids. I give her that. God rest her soul, Mom. Well, 1997, the day that detective came and said, "Ma'am, this happened to your daughter," is the day that she died as well. From that day on, for her, it was Valium, Oxycontin. And when she ran out of, I'll tell you right now, you want to know, you wanted a buck? Here's how bad my mother was. And she didn't shoot anything, but listen to this. She got like 100 and something yellow bananas, the Perk 10s every month. She got about 80 Oxycontin 80s a month. She got another 40 20s a month. Remember the old Oxycontins? Yeah, those. She got about 100 Valium a month. Let me tell you something. They were all gone by the 13th or the 14th, and then it was off to New Brunswick, New Jersey to buy heroin. And she didn't shoot, but she would sit down and sniff 6 bags at a time. My stepdad sold pills. He's dead too. It doesn't matter. This ain't WRATT. But to say that my family was secure and all that, and my mom got high like Tony Montana's wife. Ever since the day Lauren was killed, we had it, she did it, and she died too. So yes, he did not take my sister. He took my sister, my mother, and my father from me. So
Now,
thank you,
Dave. Me and you go way back, and it's amazing. It's amazing how you never started using drugs or selling drugs. You know, it's just because that's just I'm just.
Can we stop for a second?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just. But in conclusion, she was a wonderful girl. I loved her. She looked up to me very much, and obviously I would have never brought her home the danger that I did. So I apologize to her. I apologize to my mother and my father and anybody else I hurt. I wish I was older when she came to me in spirit. I don't think I mentioned that. Actually, if you guys want to hear something, if you got time.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
I like Matt here. I know Matt here likes ghost stories. You guys want a real ghost story? I don't tell everybody this because, well, I don't like to be laughed at and I don't like to be discredited, but I'm going to tell you on Sadie Angelica Rose Relier's life, and I don't ever do that unless I'm 100%. So what I'm going to tell you is I was sitting in my loft at a lake house. I lived in a beautiful lake house, and I was 16. I had it okay. I wasn't rich. My dad's best friend was a corporate salesman. He was a millionaire. To say that I had it okay. Point is, I was in my loft way in my attic. I was chilling. I was listening to some music. I'm 16 years old. This is about 2 weeks after the funeral, after Lauren Rose Relier's funeral, forgive me. I started seeing the outline. Now, anybody have ever heard tell a true ghost story? This is how you know it's real. I started seeing an outline about the shape and size of Lauren Rose Relier. Now, first, her red hair.
We're talking about your little sister that was killed, right?
Yes, yes, Lauren Rose Relier. Her red hair, her outline started filling in, then her red hair started filling in, then her white, freckled, cute little face started filling in. And then whatever clothes she was wearing was like filling in. She looked fine, no weird clothes, no nothing. She was like happy. She was even smiling. But I know she didn't mean any harm. My mom told me if she knew she was going to scare you, she's probably never going to see you again. She told me, she's like, you messed that package up, you know, because she doesn't want to scare you. But I swear to God, from me to about 5 feet in front of me, I dropped everything and ran. I'm not going to lie, like a little bitch. Yes, I did. I was sitting there, and I'm just like, and I'm doing nothing wrong, you know, mind you. When I say drop my drink, I probably had a Pepsi or something, you know, and that's how to tell you, yeah, there's no, you know, I mean, I was sober, dropped everything and ran out. Yeah, I'll never forget that in my life, and I won't tell anybody. But yes, I saw the spirit. My sister Lauren Rose Relier is what made me believe in ghosts and spirits. Just they are out there, they exist. I seen her, and there was something else she did too. We don't have time for that.
How long after she died was this?
About 2 weeks. It was about 2 weeks, so maybe 3, because it was about 2 weeks after the funeral.
Right.
Yeah. So, also, before I forget, I wanted to hear this myself, guys. You got to hear this. You know, everybody's with all these Snapchats and these Facebooks and everything. Me personally, I got a Facebook. Like my man said, I ain't got Instagram. My point is, so what's going on with the Snapchat, sir? You want to tell me something about Snapchat?
Yeah, I was reading this article, and let me see. The app Snapchat, right? It's like you go on and you can pick all these crazy faces, and it's like facial recognition, right? So I was reading in a valid source that the facial recognition goes to a database created by the FBI. And
I believe that.
yeah,
Oof, I
so
believe that.
do you know how many times I put those stupid beards and sunglasses on, and now my face is in the FBI database? But not only that,
Wait, hold on, real quick. You talk about even like in Messenger when you do them funny things for your girlfriend and stuff like you do all the time with the orange juice and whatever.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. And it says, and the crazy part is,
you've been taking it ad.
Listen, the crazy thing is, it doesn't just tell you that, you know, the FBI is part owner of Snapchat and everything. It gives you the proof. It tells you to Google their patent.
His name is Sergeant. His real name is Sergeant what?
Wait. The patent number is US9396354. Google that patent number, and it's for Snapchat and the FBI's facial recognition program.
Hold on. I'm gonna do this myself, guys. What's that number again?
All right. It's the patent US9396354. Google
US939 patent US9
6354.
6354.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, to me, I love stuff like that. I mean, I don't love hearing stuff like that, but I want to check it out.
It says, listen, it says Snapchat filters are facial recognition database created by the FBI. And they give you the patent number to Google, you know. And I'm thinking to myself,
6354.
I've done it a million times. Let me tell you about, did I ever tell you about the run-in I had with the FBI when I was young? Let me tell you this story. I was living in Jersey City, and I was off the hook. I've already been to the youth house numerous times, right? Not for violence or any crazy stuff like that, but I was like 16, and my mother already gave up. She said, do what you want. I'm going to have another kid. She couldn't control me. It was just my mother, no father figure. No father figure, so it was just my mother, and she couldn't control me. You know what I mean? So I'll never forget this. I'm going out with this girl, and I'm with her for 3 years. She was the love of my life. And then I broke up with her for some reason. I didn't want to have anything to do with her, right? Now, check this out. So me and my friend Anthony Nikraz, God bless the dead, he's dead. It's like 8 o'clock at night. I tell him, come over to my house. We're at the park hanging out. So he walks me to my house. As soon as we get upstairs in the living room, my mother is on the couch, hysterical crying. Just like the movies, a black guy and a white guy with the sunglasses and the suits, right? Just like the FBI agents in a movie, right? And my mother's in the middle, hysterically crying. As soon as I walk in, she looks at me, I knew you were going to do it. I knew sooner or later you were going to wind up killing somebody. This is what she's saying to me with the FBI agents. I'm like, what are you talking about? So they verified my date, where I was at such and such time. Right?
Your mother try to sell your ass out too?
Listen to this, though. There was a family in Jersey City. Somebody, and they were handicapped. It was a mother, father, a daughter, and a son. 3 of them were in wheelchairs. They were all deaf. Right? They were all handicapped. Somebody went to their apartment and padlocked the front door and set the building on fire. Killed them all.
Who does that? What the?
I know, that's insane.
You want to do that?
Oh, listen. Check this out. Come closer to the microphone. It's hard to hear you. But listen. Listen. The girl that I broke up with called the FBI in Bayonne and said that I was the one who did it. Told the FBI that I was the one who padlocked that family and set it on fire.
You hear that, guys, right? That's why we don't mess with them ladies.
So, and I didn't do it. You know what I mean? And
That's why you don't mess
My
with them girls.
my mother got a lawyer, even though my alibi was correct. And then they played the tape back for her. We had to go to the FBI office in Bayonne, New Jersey. And they played the tape back for us, right, of the person who called in and said it was me. And it was the girl that I just broke up with.
So hands clean, you got away. I mean, you didn't get away, but I mean, hands clean, they saw that it was bullshit.
Yeah, they know. They know.
A jealous girl, listen, guys, even when you break up with him, you got to leave him floating. This is why. You get a girl, man, and that's... You get a Spanish mommy, man, and you see you ain't missing parts. I'm telling you, yo. You don't mess with no girl, man.
Yeah, that was insane. Now, let me tell you about. I had 2 encounters that I thought were ghost stories, but the last one, the one that just happened, was last year. I was in a hospital for 4 months. I was in NYU. I had an infection in my spine, right?
I don't know. I think you started telling me something. Go ahead. Yeah.
So I couldn't walk. I'm bedridden, right? And next to, I was in a room with 1, 2, 3, 5 people in NYU, and this one guy was driving me nuts. I was gonna kill him. Right? He was just noisy all night long, and I couldn't take it no more. Well, the nurse came in because she knew that what the situation was, and she said, somebody just left the single room all the way down at the end of the hall, right? We're going to put you there, but the thing is, you can never open the door because this is a room for people that have airborne viruses, so they put you in this room. It's like a humidor for cigars, right? What are you doing?
So anyway, something that creeps me like, I'm sorry, that's creepy.
But listen. So I'm like, I can't get up and go to the door anyway. I don't care. You know, they just turn the air conditioner on, but I could push the button if I want a nurse to come in. So I'm in this room. They wheelchair me in. They put me in the bed, right? And I'm leaning back in the bed. I look over there, and a little girl runs past the foot of my bed. After the door was locked, you can't come out from the inside, right? They got to open it from the outside because, if somebody has a virus, like let's say it was the coronavirus, they put you in this room so that the germs aren't coming to escape this room, right?
Yeah, you're like in the movie Outbreak, you're in the friggin' bubble or whatever.
Right,
yeah.
But it's just an airtight room. So
I hope so.
The 3 nurses picked me up, put me in the bed. They left. The door locked. I look this way, and I see a little girl with black hair, long pigtails. She had a pleated skirt on with knee-high white socks, right? I look at her, but like out of the corner of my eye, and she ran past the foot of my bed. And I'm like, holy shit. But I could tell that it wasn't a human being because she was like translucent, but I could see everything, right? And then I look up to the door, and she's gone. So I got to the foot of my bed, and I took the chain, and I opened the bathroom door, and I can't see. There was nobody in the bathroom. There was nobody in the room. I don't know who it was, but this little girl ran past me. And this is a hospital, right? It's NYU. NYU has like one of the best children's hospitals, but there's kids dying there all the time. You know what I mean? From like cancer and stuff. Yeah. So that's the only explanation. I wasn't on medication. I wasn't sleeping. Like literally, I seen this little girl run past my bed, and she was just gone. And there was no way she could get out the door or go into the bathroom. She was crazy. All right, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you the other one.
Okay.
Well, I was in the Army for 4 years, and like I said, not because
I'm ready for Marine Jet. You know what it stands for, right? I'm ready for Marine Jet.
Huh?
Aren't ready for Marine Jet.
No, yeah, all right. Yep, listen, my retarded ass signed up.
Navy, never again volunteer yourself. I put my own self on the chopping block too, man. Never again volunteer yourself.
The Navy and the Marines are under the same umbrella, and they're the worst 2 things to join.
My ass rides on Navy equipment, sir, okay? We fuck with the Marines the hardest, so I don't know. Ain't none of that.
But we'll check it out. Wait a minute, somebody's driving a dirt bike. Like I said, I went into the Army not because I wanted to, because I had to. Because
you were a bad boy.
Yeah, I committed a crime. I ran 7 people over. I didn't kill anybody. It was just a mistake. My mother.
They're probably lucky.
Huh?
They're probably lucky. Forget about it.
Yeah, they were lucky. They're lucky they're alive. But like I said, it was an accident, kind of. So anyway, I go. My basic trainer's in Fort Knox. My MOS was 19 Delta. I was a cavalry scout.
Kentucky, right?
Huh?
Kentucky, yeah?
Yeah. Had to take 2 planes. One landed in Tennessee, and then from Tennessee to Kentucky. And that second plane had propellers, like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I was scared to death. It was raining. Well, anyway, I'm there in the reception dorm. I don't even have my BDUs yet. I'm still in my civilian clothes, and I haven't slept in 2 days.
Yeah.
Now, somebody every night has fire watch where they stay awake and they walk around and, they look, make sure, check everybody's bed. You know what fire watch is in the Navy, right? Well, where I was in the dorm I was a little bit past the middle towards the back, but I can see the whole entire dorm. And then the fire watch kid comes with his flashlight and walks down the center, right? So
Yeah.
I'm laying there. I didn't fall asleep yet, but I look, and there's somebody leaning up against the column with his foot up, like he's leaning up against the wall.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make out his face. I couldn't make out anything, but I saw he had camouflage on. And I'm like, who is that? Because I'm looking around. Now I checked every single bed, and everybody's in their bed. And it was summertime, so it's not like they were under blankets. They were on top of their sheets and everything. So I could see everybody, and I could see the fire watch guy.
Sorry.
And he comes back, and I stopped him. I'm like, yo, who is that standing? Who is that leaning up against the column? He's like, there's nobody leaning against the column. Checked every bed, and there was only the one door to get out. Again, looked around, nobody was there, disappeared.
Yeah.
No sense. Every bed was full. The fire watch guy's right there. I'm literally looking at this guy leaning up against the wall. Turn this way, talk to him. He's gone. There's no way out. And then later on, after I'm in AIT, Advanced Infantry Training, one of the drill instructors said that Fort Knox it's been haunted forever. It's like one of those.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that. Yeah, like I said, listen, I heard about things, my mom told me about things, but ever since Lauren taught me for a fact that ghosts do exist.
Oh, I believe it 100%.
So.
Definitely, without a doubt.
Whether I want to believe it or not, like I said, it hit me in the face like, hey, how you doing? There it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just like I believe in UFOs. I've been watching so many UFO shows, like it's insane.
I'm going to start doing, guys, I'm really going to do my research. I love UFO stuff. So, and anything I say, you can take to the bank. That's one thing people love about me. So I'm going to get some stories together. And as long as I see something legit, I'll give you some good ghost stories.
That's what
stories.
We need to explain to the audience. This is our show, State Raised, or MAD, whatever you want to call it, MAD for short. It's not just going to be about prison stories and jail stories. It's all around crazy stories.
UFOs and ghosts, anything crazy but legit. It's got to be true. If I'm signing my name to it, or Mr. Matt here is signing his name to it, it's going to be a buck.
We can't prove ghost stories. We can't prove UFO stories, but we're going to vet the stories. We're going to make sure that the stories came correct from wherever they say they did. So we're going to check the background. Right.
Well, it's like I said, that's why I don't tell everybody my story, but the story I know that it's true.
Right.
And pretty much tell me that I didn't see my sister is about getting get you about as far as tell me that I wasn't in the military. You don't tell a military man he wasn't there. You know that when you came out of boot camp, you know how you felt. And you know how you felt about anybody if they were ever going to tell you you didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You work a little bit too hard to hear that you weren't there.
Right.
I love those superficial suitcase carrying. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You're just you weren't there. Yeah, come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what was crazy when I was in Fort Knox? Everybody was a Freemason. Everybody who was sergeant and up, every single car you saw had the Mason license plate. Every sergeant was a Mason. From sergeant up, everybody was a Mason.
You know what that is? Maybe we shouldn't talk about it here. We'll go off camera. We'll talk about, guys, there's things we got to talk about off camera before we put it on camera first. So, but yeah, it's a conversation we might not want to get into right now. You know where that's going. Yeah, well, and pretty much
that's what our show is gonna. We're gonna have to do a whole show on the whole Freemason thing in the military. It's because it's crazy. But
it leads to. Yeah, like I said, we'll just. That's a lot.
Let me tell them about Katie's Revenge real quick. I found this picture on the internet. This guy, he has a huge tattoo across his forehead. It says Katie's Revenge. Now, comes to find out, this guy molested and killed an 8-year-old girl. And when the inmates, so when the inmates in the jail found out what he was in there for, they held him down, grabbed the tattoo machine, and wrote Katie's Revenge across his forehead. So
That's why you were 8 years old before.
Right.
I'm sorry for it.
Yeah, that's my mistake. But
it's fine. I understand now. That's all.
Yeah. But so at the end of the show, I'm going to put that picture up, and I'm going to put the Snapchat information up, and a few other things I'm going to put up on there so you can check it out.
Well, he should have like that. I'll be honest with you. You know, I always said since I was a kid, well, I'm starting to realize, you're starting to make me realize certain things that I probably am never going to get these on him. Because, you know, sometimes all the money in the world can't make you happy with certain things. Like all the hands in the world that could get on Yusuf or whatever the case may be, wouldn't make me happy, because until these touch him, I'll never sleep, I would always say. This is what I would always say. This is what younger me would always say. So what I'm saying now is, you know, maybe somehow if he were to end up with some cute little fancy things up here, you know, just to say that I might be satisfied. I might be able to sleep at night just to know there was some branding going on. That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
Right, exactly.
He was murdered and killed. You might not be mad at me for saying that.
Wait, let me say this again. Let me just say this again for my clarity. His name is Yusuf Higgins.
Higgins. Listen.
Wait.
Y-U-S-A-F, like Y-U-S Air Force.
Right.
Okay, Yusuf. H-A-G-G-A-N-S, Higgins. Yeah, H-A-G-G-A-N-S.
All right, so Yusuf Higgins, he's in Trenton State, and he's in there for child murder. Murder, child sodomy.
Burnt Joe or Joe. He goes by Joe.
Goes by Joe.
Joe. He just likes Joe. That's why they would call him Burnt Joe. But no, his name is Yusuf Higgins. I'm guessing it's a Muslim thing because my brother turned Muslim, so I started to learn about that. I never understood when I was younger, but I'm guessing now Yusuf Higgins is a Muslim name, not to offend them. Like so, but no, that's why he just goes by Joe. And he's not, listen, he don't practice. I don't know what he's doing in prison, or he might be faking, but when I knew him, he never practiced no Muslim. He never had no carpet or no rug. My brother goes to the masjid. My brother fasts every year for like 30 days. I respect that.
Yeah, Ramadan, you're supposed to.
Right. If you're a Muslim, I respect you if you go to the masjid. I respect you if you do Ramadan every year. I respect you if you don't eat no gelatin or no pork. I don't respect you if you're white and you're full of 4-leaf clovers and you tell everybody that you're Muslim when it benefits you. I'll smack you myself. Fair enough?
Yeah, let me see.
But if you are...
4-leaf clover, baby.
Right, so am I. I'm half Irish. My mother's last name is my name. But then don't go saying you're Muslim when you're in jail.
No. I see that. I seen that my whole entire life.
Yeah, you tell them you Muslim. They think you cool. Good.
You see those white kids with the do-rags in jail scared to death turn to Muslim, you know? I hated that.
Yeah, exactly. Don't just stay in your lane. Like if you are, just practice it. Like my brother, I feel so bad for him. Like I can't stand him. It's a long story that when I was talking about quote unquote, when I be with him and we're actually okay, like besides all that, and I know it's a lot to say, but family's family, it sucks. But no, when he would be doing his thing, I couldn't even give him, I would be joking with him. Like, what if I trip because it'd be like 90 degrees in July and he has to fast? Not a drop of water, nothing. Right. And he's serious about it. So I'd be like, what if I just tripped and happened to lose the water in your face? You know, just being nice or whatever. And he's like, no, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
For me, that's going against the grain really bad. Really bad. That's just me, though. You know what I mean?
I know that. Listen, there's a lot that's not to be talked about. But what I'm telling you is, it just is what it is. I'm just making a point. If you're going to be something. At least he does that right. So I respect it. I just don't respect, you know what I'm saying? You're some white Irish kid and you're just not, like, you still eat pork behind everybody's back. You're not actually following it. Yeah. You will go to hell. God does not play, because they're actually playing. I realize in not being ignorant and growing up that Allah is God. See, you got just like. You got bad white people and good white people and whatever, but you got good Muslims and you got ISIS.
Right, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Just because there's ISIS, there's good families out there that are just good people that would give you the shirts off their back, believe it or not. And maybe it might be even be 1 in 10. No offense. The world is the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You gave me a good idea for a show. We're gonna do a show it's going to be about scared white kids and what they do in jail to survive. You know, I got so much information on that. You know?
Anything. You know what's funny? Let me give you another example. My boy Rob, God rest his soul, 06, he died of melanoma cancer. Well, just to say that when I was 14, 15, I didn't know any better, and I grew up getting jumped by the black kids in the neighborhood my whole life because I'm the good-looking white boy, whatever, da-da-da. Just to say, that's how it was growing up in the 80s and 90s, and we all know it, especially from Jersey or New York. Well, long story short, Rob was Polish. His family's Polish. His parents are from Poland, right? So, you know, they obviously with the Holocaust and all that, Hitler was against the Poles too. So, point is he kind of beat me up one time. Not for real, just like he's twice my size. He was just showing me like I should stop liking hateful stuff or I'm gonna get my ass beat.
Right.
But then he goes to prison for 18 months for selling. Just listen. Then he turns around and gets 18 months for selling coke. And guess who saves his life in prison?
Whoa.
He becomes 88.
88, really?
To get through prison. He beats my ass for it.
Yeah, don't even.
He beats my ass for it, but then realizes that's how he's going to survive in prison. Now, mind you, this is not a punk. I don't care who you are. You can't be by yourself. This dude would still be mine. This guy's arms. This guy had arms before melanoma kicked us. Dude had arms like this. He was like throwing like this. Just solid brick shit house.
Hold on.
And it's like,
we got to let them know we don't condone white supremacy. We don't condone any hate crimes whatsoever.
No, I'm getting to that. I'm not done yet.
No, I know. I just want to tell them.
No, I don't condone it either.
Tell them what. Well,
I got
88
brothers
means.
that are half black. I got a stepdad.
Tell them what 88 means.
88 is white. 88 is white supremacy. 88 in prison is white supremacy. Listen, I got family that's black. I don't believe in that. I hate
the
racist
8
people.
letters H. It's Hail Hitler. If you see 88, it means Hail Hitler. That's what 88.
Oh, 88. Yeah, Hail Hitler. Yes. The point is when I was 14 and I didn't know better before, you know, my dad said, you kiss your brothers with that mouth. Yes, I used to write things and stuff that I shouldn't have. Well, I completely changed my life. But just to say, this guy beat my ass for saying that. But then he went to prison and he became what he beat my ass for. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, speak up a little. You got to speak up a little.
Like he beats my ass for talking all that 88 Hitler stuff, right?
Right.
Because I was tired of getting jumped. Mind you, I was 14. I was an adolescent. I was young. I didn't know better. But he beats my ass. But then he goes to prison for 18 months for dealing coke. And he becomes 88. He becomes white supremacy to get through, to survive.
Right.
Because he couldn't be bothered. So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
no,
that's what bothered me.
No,
no, I'm not doing none of that. I don't like none of that. To clarify, I'm not, yeah.
From my life,
thing.
My life being in and out of jail. My life being in and out of jail, I've seen so many people that come in scared and just do the most ridiculous things, you know. Like I said, we'll say that. We'll say that for another show. I just want everybody to know that me and Dave, we don't pick a side. You know, we love everybody.
Thank you. Nah, man, I'm like the most neutral dude, like straight up. So is Matt. Yeah, we're both very neutral. That's why I was messing with you. You guys know I was messing with him. Just to say it again, when I was messing with you about your hat in the beginning.
Yeah.
We unfortunately, listen, most of us in Jersey, New York, even Tri-State area, we are not Boston fans. We know why.
Yeah, no.
You'll see a lot of people.
This is not a Boston hat. This is a soccer team from London.
And I know you don't claim it. That's why. But I was lightly asking you. I'm like, that's not your thing, right?
No.
You know. What I mean?
Yankees baseball and Jets football. All the way.
Right. Oh God. We'll work on that. Lawrence Taylor. But anyway,
we got to work on your sneakers. That's what we got to work on. I saw them the other day. What do? You go into Foot Locker and say, "Excuse me, could you point me to the ugly shoe rack?" Like,
yo, my shit's, listen.
Show the audience those sneakers.
They just came out. They're nice, yo. How you gonna say, yo, these are ill dope? They're the 2090s. How are you gonna say these are bad?
You know what's funny? Because you dress like a Mexican, bro. You do. Fluorescent green shirt with an orange hat with them crazy ass Nikes I never saw in my life.
Yo, they're brand new. They just came out. That's why you never.
That don't mean nothing. So what? They're brand new.
Yo, listen. Trust me. My money's coming in. I'm about to have some. Listen, my thing is, I'm about to have some Air Forces. I'm about to get a pair of Jordans.
Look at that Converse. These are the 88th. What is it? The 80th
no,
years, the Batman edition Converse.
We're not hailing again, right? We're not 88 again.
No, never. Not me and you. And that's another thing. We're gonna have to. I would actually like to bring our friend Rob on the show, but I don't think.
Oh no, I don't know. We might. You know what it is? See, this is the problem, guys. Again, we talked about Rob, prior to this, and to be honest with you,
No, that never aired. That show never aired.
well, he doesn't know how to be TV savvy.
No, he
Rob's
not
the
he's
person
retarded.
dude, you'd be editing until the day you die.
I know.
We would never get the show out.
All right, Dave, we're running out of time, so let me just tell the audience, hit the like button, definitely hit the subscribe button, leave comments, please, and if you like,
Don't stop doing it.
if you want to put your artwork up on our show, send it in and we'll put it on as a backdrop. Dave, you got to tell everybody something, tell them goodbye, what's up?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Look, so I'm gonna be dropping a book. Actually, I used to be a hustler, and I stopped hustling and stuff like that. But I'm gonna drop a book, and also I'm starting to do rhymes, and I'm worried about the format for our show. But I'm gonna do this on each show. So pick a topic, Matt. Pick a topic.
Wait, I gotta say one thing. When he says he used to hustle, he's not talking about selling drugs. He was talking about working.
Right. Yeah, no, I wasn't. I actually didn't. I didn't. Not everybody has to hustle drugs. What I did was I took thin air and I made it a $1,600 a week enterprise.
All right,
Really,
Dave, we got 3 seconds left, so say goodbye, and then
goodbye, friends. Later.
see you next show.
Here's the picture I told you about with the child murder, and this is what the other inmates did to him when they found out what his crime was. Here's the proof that Snapchat was created by the FBI for facial recognition programs. Okay, and that's the end of the show for today. This is State Raised. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button on your way out. Until next time.